All right, hi guys. Welcome back to another episode of the All 22 podcast. We got a real special one today. This is it's gonna be a really good one. I'm here with guest Jake Matchok. It's been a while since you've been on, and a lot has happened. So
Yes, sir.
let's start with looking at your season before we get into the nitty and gritty. So, in the 6 games you played, you had 54 tackles, 2 interceptions, and 2 forced fumbles. You were on pace to be one of the best D-backs in the country.
Yeah, man, it was crazy. The season started out, in a way where things were just aligning. I was making a lot of tackles and having fun doing it, and it's one hell of a way to go out.
Definitely. So, sadly, when was it? Was it Muhlenberg?
Muhlenberg.
Things went south. I'm real fast. You want to kind of go through?
Yeah.
Go through that.
This injury it's been quite unique. It's a rare injury, so just to walk through the beginning. Muhlenberg, first quarter, there was a post corner thrown. I was at safety, and I broke on the ball and just kind of dived. Like I dove to try and knock it down, and my calf actually just took a shot, like a hard contact shot, and I was down. I went out for a play, like they stopped the game, and I just thought I had a dead leg. It felt like just a hard hit, something like a bruise. So I go out for like 4 plays, I think, and get stretched, good to go back in, finish the game, and it was very painful. But Muhlenberg, that game was personal for our team. There was a lot behind that, and every game is personal for me, and I knew going into it that every game could be my last. That's the way I've always approached the game since I tore my ACL my freshman year, my first ever game. So I know how quickly things can be taken away from you. So I went into that game knowing that this could easily be my last, and the fourth quarter I took another hit to it that definitely didn't help. And when I got to the locker room, there was so much swelling. I actually couldn't walk. My foot was turning purple. So I went to the trainer, and they looked at me for like 5 seconds, and Casey sent me to J.C. Blair.
Wow.
And J.C. Blair, I was there for maybe a half hour. They told me I have compartment syndrome. They couldn't get a pulse in my foot because there was so much swelling. So what compartment syndrome is like basically excessive swelling of your muscle tissues, and it cuts off the circulation. So with compartment syndrome, what they need to do is perform a fasciotomy, is the surgery that's called. So they actually cut the leg open to let that swelling come out, and that allows the blood to flow through and give you a pulse in your foot. Mm-hmm. So I had 3 operations and was in the hospital for a week. So it was a ride, man.
Yeah,
I was actually life flighted from J.C. Blair to Altoona because it had to be done like that fast. Or with compartment syndrome, like you can lose a limb.
Wow. Like when I got the text in the DP group chat, I think like the world stopped for a few seconds. I was absolutely stunned. Like I saw you go down. I really didn't think anything of it, and then the text came through. And I'm like, oh shoot, this is not good. And it was tough. Like, it's one thing for your teammate to get hurt. It's like, oh, a concussion, a sprained ankle, but then it gets serious like this, because this is nothing to mess around with. Like,
no, like it was something I didn't know about it, and I'm sure like many people who may listen, like what's compartment syndrome? I didn't know about it, and when it happened, I looked it up and I found out there's only 20,000 cases per year in the United States, so it's pretty rare. And it's most commonly like a car accident happen. That's when people get it, like a lot of trauma. So to get it playing football was rare, and that's how I played the game. It was no one's fault. No one could have controlled it. The coaches had no idea. Jeff had no idea what it was. I didn't have any idea what it was. But at the end of the day, like we're football players. We play through pain. And sometimes it's tough to tell, especially whenever, you're in a tight game and that's where you want to be, man. So I if that's my last game, that's a good way to go out, playing 100%.
Yeah, because I'd asked the question, like, how have you been mentally, but I heard you talking one day, and you're like, I came back my senior year, I gave football a try again, and I'm happy with where I've ended up.
Yeah,
And that really spoke light to me, because that's like, oh, shoot, this guy, he gave it his all. He had one more chance. He's like, why not? He made the best of it. It didn't end up how he wanted it to be, because
I would say it ended up exactly how it needed to be. I mean, my mental, I've been very positive. I mean, there's been some dark times, but I can say that I've had so much support from my family, my teammates, my coaches. I want to give a shout out right now to Coach Doc. I was in the hospital, and he called me twice a day, to check on me. He would call me in the morning, ask me how I'm doing, and he would call me at night, and we'd talk for like 2 hours, just about anything, about football, about life, and that I owe that man a lot, because that week in the hospital was kind of lonely and dark, and to have someone really caring about you and checking on you, it meant a lot, and that goes to testify how great the coaches are and how great of a guy and a man that Coach Doc is for doing that.
No, definitely. He's a great guy. All the coaches are great guys, because I'm sure all of them at some point reached
all of
out
them
to
checked
you.
in. I mean, everyone did. My teammates, you guys. That's something about being on a team where, like, it's crazy. I wasn't the only one. I think a week later, look what happened to Kevin. He had a very scary
Yes.
head injury, and it was scary for our team. I wasn't even there, and I was really worried, and our whole team, rallied around him and supported each other, and that's something about being on a football team, that being on a team in general is just you have that support, and you're a family, and when bad things happen, you're there for each other, you pick each other up, and I've learned to stay really positive, because man, it could be so much worse. It could always be worse. I spent a week in the hospital, and I was in the trauma section of the hospital. There were so many different things coming in and out around me that, like, I knew that what I was going through was nothing compared to half the people around me. Like, yeah, so what? I'm getting, like, a couple incisions and some surgeries, but there's people in there, like, fighting for their life. And some of the things I can't even say on air right now, because it's just not out of respect for them, but people that were near me in the hospital, like, going through some of the craziest things. So it was kind of a life perspective change, where it's like, you can always have it worse. And I look at this injury like, fell down, it's time to get back up. It's always like that. So everything's good.
And I kind of want to add something. When you, what'd you say? You were like, everybody can rally around. We're a team at all times. And what I want to attest to that, it doesn't matter if we're 0-9 right now. It doesn't matter if we were 10-0. It doesn't matter if we were winning, if we won the Super Bowl. It doesn't matter if we're a high school or a professional or whatever. Like, we play football. Like, this is for every football team. We're brothers right now.
Yeah, I love what Coach Doc says. What is the quote exactly? I will never be held to as arbitrary as a scoreboard. It's something like, I'll never let, like, a scoreboard define me. Basically, that's like the thing behind it, and I stand behind that. Like, I will never let a record define me. Like, especially going here, like, there's a lot of people that hate on us, hate on the football team, and because we lose, like, they have no idea, like, what we really go through, and I'm speaking for the whole team, where we go to work every day, we do it with a smile on our face, and we're in a very tough conference. Our numbers were low, but that didn't stop us from giving it 100% and grinding. Like, what it takes to be a college athlete is a lot, especially in football. And, a record does not define anyone. And I can tell you one thing, it's about to change real quick, because you're just getting started, man. You're a part of the change. And, I'm lucky to have made an impact on this class, because it's about to be real different.
You don't understand the impact you've made on this team. I can't recall one time in my life where I was like, I looked up to someone as much as you, as, a teammate, as a player in general. Like, coming in and just hearing your story and being like, dang, this guy, like, one, your story's great, and two, you play like how I want to play.
Thank you,
Like,
brother.
I'm like, you go out there. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna say you're skinny as crap, boy.
Oh,
like
yeah.
you got
Yeah.
nothing, but you don't care.
My thing is, my whole life, I've always been the skinny little kid who was doubted, and that was so much fuel for me, and I never let it get to me because I always played with my heart. Like in high school football, I was a quarterback junior year. I think I weighed like 120 pounds, and I think I had, I don't want to get too far into it, but I never stepped off the field, and I was the hardest hitter on the team. Like, your size does not define you. It's your heart and what you do with it, and that for all smaller guys out there, like, you got a chip on your shoulder. I've always had a chip on my shoulder, and I've always played the game with my heart because that's the way it needs to be played.
That's a great football play right there. If you can play with your heart and leave it all out there, that's what I want to become.
That last game against Muhlenberg, like, that was my heart. I full-heartedly gave it everything I had, and that's when you can truly say, like, you really gave it all. Like, you just really fucking grinded and gave it everything you had. That's when you can be at peace with yourself, and I'm at peace with myself. I'm at peace with how things worked out, and this recovery is going great right now. I'm about to get my stitches out on Tuesday, and from there it's about to be a grind and get in the weight room with you guys, and really gonna push it this winter.
Definitely. I mean, heck, right now I'm learning from you because I messed up my elbow. I haven't played in weeks. I think after Muhlenberg I fought my dad about like just screwing it and going out and playing next week, just not caring because I just, like, you were banged up, someone else was banged up. I was just like, ready to get back. But then I'm sitting here right now and you're like, I almost lost my leg, but I put it all out there, and I'm at peace.
Man,
so
I didn't even think about this. I mean, you think about what you learned through injury and through having to sit and watch on the sideline. Like, it's a different aspect. You see things through a different lens, and it's just, you use it as fuel to come back. Like, now you've got to see how our defense communicates. You've become almost like a coach since this injury to us, and when you put the pads back on, you're gonna play like that's gonna make you better. Like, whether you know it or not, you being at every practice and watching and helping, it's just gonna make you so much better. And now you know what you need to do this off season to get ready and get prepared, and now you're gonna know what to do coming into camp. I'm gonna love to see it, and I'm excited to see what you do on this defense.
I'm excited to get back, even for spring ball.
Yeah,
I'm gonna wake up at 5 a.m. in the morning and be absolutely juiced. Like, I don't care at this
I
point.
love that, bro. Me too.
I'm ready to stick the helmet back on and get rolling again with these guys because I sure do miss it. Like, I've never been hurt in my life through any sport. The worst I've had is a broken nose, and I pole vaulted on that.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, this has been a whole different world to me. I've never felt this way ever. It has just destroyed my mental health to a degree. But, at the same time, the people around me, my friends, my teammates, coaches, like, I got through it. I'm still standing here. I honestly am living a really good life right now, and I'm really thankful for everybody. So,
That's awesome, bro. You recognize that, and to be able to speak on that and speak on the things that you've been going through, it's powerful. And I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot this season, even before I got hurt. But when I got hurt, it was just another lesson. Like, you take a step back and you just watch people doing their jobs too. Like, I just spent like a week in the hospital, like, just watching people do their jobs and do it with a smile on their face. And like, actually, I wanted to talk about this. Sonia, Sonia.
yes, I know Sonia.
Everyone knows Sonia, but she supported me a lot too throughout this. She was always someone, like, when I walk into Baker, you know,
Yeah,
when everyone
for
walks
everybody.
into Baker, for everyone, she's that one person that's like, she puts a smile on your face, and it's like, you know, think about it. Like, think about her life, not to speak on her, but like, she's working here at Baker, and think about the amount of people she impacts on a daily basis.
Everyone
You know
that
what I
walks
mean?
that door and
And then there's other
sees
people
her.
in the world who have jobs that are much more, like, I don't know, I don't want to say important, but like, yeah, like, they're higher up in what they're doing, and they don't impact the people. They don't impact people the way that Sonya impacts people.
Oh.
And it's like, if everyone approached their job the way she does and just does it out of her heart, the world would be such a better place. And man, that's something that it meant a lot to me, because she was someone who was actually, you know, talking to me, and someone was giving me crap about, she posted me like on her Facebook page, and I was like, why do you, like, they thought it was weird that, like, she posted me and said, like, for prayers, and I was like, you know, why would you even think that? You know, she's doing it out of the kindness of her heart. She's being there for me, and she's impacted way more people than you probably ever have in your life and ever will, and you're giving her crap about, you know, supporting me. So that's one thing that I've learned a lot too, man, is just like having compassion for other people. You don't know what they're going through. You don't know what anyone's going through. And like, for example, like, I can't even tell you if I knew that you were struggling. Like, I figured it's not easy being hurt, but like with mental health, like, bro, like, you're probably going through it some days, and it's like, I don't even know, because you're someone that carries yourself, you know, like, very happy, puts a smile on your face. So I don't know, I guess just, you know, you really learn to be, when you fall, you learn to be more compassionate for people through those hardships, because you really just don't know. You never know what someone's going through.
No, definitely. That's spot on. I couldn't have put it any better than that. You know, one more game this Saturday.
Yeah, one more game. Susk, man.
And
Let's
then
beat the Riverhawks. Whatever, the River
there we
Chickens.
go. River Chickens. Bok. How does it feel to know that it's done after this? Like, I finished high school ball and cried the next 2 nights, and
Yeah, it's definitely crazy. I don't know. I remember I decided to come back and play my senior year 4 days before camp. I was at the beach with my family, and I just had one of those feelings. I had a dream, actually, about it. And once the thought was in my head, I told my mom about it, and I saw her face light up, just the thought of me coming back. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to do this. I called Coach Carter, and we made it happen. And, you know, coming back, this has been the best year of my life, like, without a doubt. So it's going to be hard to hang it up, but at the same time, you know, it was a gift to come back. I was talking to my family about it after the Grove City game this year, and I was like, we won. Like, all right, we lost the game, but I won because I came back after tearing my ACL and not playing football for 3 years. So
yeah.
It was a win for me just to be back, and that's how I look at this season. It's going to be emotional seeing a lot of the other seniors, everyone who's leaving, because I know how much work they've put in. They've been here for 4 years, giving it 100%. You know, I mean, my roommates, Chris and Tommy, they were who I came in with. They've given this program so much. Like, they deserve everything in life, all the positives. They deserve it all, because those two guys are two leaders, two hard workers, people that, you know, I look up to. You know, I think a lot of the freshmen should look up to them and be the people they were and take over for the roles that they played. Saturday is going to be emotional, but man, you never know. So it's going to be it'd be awesome if we can pull out a big upset. Last game of the year, we had nothing to lose.
Nothing to lose. Got that goalpost to win.
Goalpost. There's a lot of history behind that, and
yeah.
It's pretty special whenever you're playing for the biggest trophy in college football.
Yeah, and ruin their
6 feet
season.
tall. Yeah.
Ruin their season.
Yeah.
They're 9-0. They're pretty hot, but you know, it gets to a point. It's just, why not? At the end of the day,
Why
like,
not? Why not us? We have nothing to lose. Like,
why can't everything fall into place?
I love being the underdog. I've been the underdog my whole life, and when you go into a game like this, you really can't lose. You know, you you get beat by a lot, you are expected to get beat by a lot. If you win, Juniata College is absolutely just going nuts.
This place will blow up.
This place is blowing up.
Even
Like,
the haters,
it's-
like it doesn't.
Even the haters, they're
we
drinking.
we might take the goalpost down, to be honest, if we
yeah.
win.
So I mean, that's the kind of energy, and I also want to talk about that, like energy with football, like the amount of energy that can be created through this game, and it is freaking awesome. Like I'll always think back to just big plays in football, big tackles, big hits, touchdowns. There's no better feeling than just going crazy on the sideline and just, you know, feeling the love from your teammates. And I think that's what I'm going to miss most. I'll miss that. I think I had a pick against McDaniel that I'll always remember, because after it, I was surrounded by the whole team, and we were just going nuts.
Mhm.
And I remember looking back on that play and thinking, think of all the energy that was created just by one
play.
little catch, you know? Didn't have to
Yeah.
do much. Just caught the ball and ran, and it just absolutely blew up. Like, that is the power of sports. That's the power of football. It's the power of making good things happen. So I'm going to miss that the most.
Yeah. Well, to note on that play, while you were getting surrounded by all your teammates, I was standing there, and some lineman decided to come by and just clobber me for absolutely no reason.
I remember seeing that, yeah.
And then I got up, and I was very upset. It was so random. I'm just standing there. I'm like, yeah, let's go. I just get absolutely decked. It was a fun one. But, no, energy. We gotta build
Yeah.
it up now
Yeah.
to start rolling into next season, get that snowball, and just keep going.
Yeah, man, we got some freaking dogs on this team. People don't realize, like, there's some really good athletes on this team, and we're gonna bring in, you know, a big recruiting class. I suspect
Mhm.
we need to, and playing in a whole new conference next year. Not to get too ahead of ourselves, but next year is a whole new conference.
Yeah,
so
we've talked about it a little bit, actually.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I think a lot of people are in for a big rude awakening when they see Juniata football in the future here, because something special is being built. And just like getting hurt, yeah, we got hurt as a team this year. We got knocked down, and when you get knocked down, you know, it's all about how you get up. It doesn't matter how many times we got knocked down. We got knocked down 9 times, but we got up every goddamn time. So here we are.
No.
That says a lot about a team. That says a lot about the people on the team. So
If we didn't care, we would have quit already.
yeah. So to all my teammates out there that might be listening to this, to all the coaches, like, you got knocked down 9 times, but you got up every goddamn time, and that shows more about you than any kind of win would ever show, because you've been through it, and you've put in the work, and you've motivated me to extreme levels. And you know, I'm gonna be off to the Marines when I graduate, and
Which again, thank you for your service.
I appreciate that, bro. Happy birthday to the Marine Corps, by the way. It's the 247th birthday today. It's a special day. That's something that I hold close to my heart. So when I go do that, and I'm really excited to pursue this career, and I'm always going to remember you guys as my football team, my first platoon. I treated this team like it was my platoon, and man, it hurts. I'm going to give a senior speech tonight. It's going to be emotional.
Yeah.
So here we are.
Tonight's a full slate of emotional
Full slate, yeah.
people. I will be crying for every single one of them.
Yeah, I think we got, who is it? Me, Cole,
Seth, and Connor.
and Connor.
Oh my, wow.
I saw Connor was in the shower last night.
Connor was in the shower with his full pads on. That was very funny.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh my, golly.
Man, his helmet's gonna, I don't know.
Stink or
Some of that
something.
stuff's gonna
Ugh.
stink. You better get it in the dry.
3 more days, he'll be fine.
It'll buff out, yeah.
He'll be fine.
Fry Island.
I mean, when he's making plays Saturday,
Fry
like
Island.
Fry Island.
You know,
baby.
it was in the podcast you had, the one with, which one was it? Oh, it was the one with Laver and Wolfley, all the Midwest guys. Yeah. It was the one when he came in at the end of that podcast and was like, hey guys, these are my sons. It's not easy being a dad. I lost it. I
He-
love that man. I'm gonna miss him a lot.
I will too. He's the funniest man I've ever met.
Yeah.
If I keep talking, I'm gonna start crying. Oh my. Well, to kind of wrap this up, I just want to say thank you for being you.
Thank you, bro. Thank you for
Yeah.
coming to this school. Thank you for having this podcast, man. This has been really cool. It's been cool to have an outlet to talk about things and sheds light on our team and on the beloved game of football.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. So yeah, that's about it. I love you, man.
Love you, bro.
I'm sure this isn't the last time.
No,
This is not the last time.
it's not the last time at all.
They say it's not a goodbye. It's a see you later.
I'll be back on all 22.
Oh,
next
you
year.
better be.
It'll be a thing.
Full uniform.
Yeah.
I'll boss you down. Look. I want to salute everything. All right. Well, thank you guys for watching, listening, whatever you guys are doing. Really appreciate it. Make sure to share this one. This one's a big one because it really comes from our heart. We're not just joking around here like we usually do. So definitely share, like, subscribe, whatever. And until next time. I don't know. Have you seen what we've been doing at the end? I just want to make sure.
I might need to clarify.
We did a little tip of the spear. Coach P inspired me to do a little tip of the spear. Already?
Yeah.
Tip of the spear, always sharp.